Hi everyone. Do you know what day it is today? Is it Christmas? Easter? Is it Canada Day? I don't think so. It's none of those. It is Groundhog Day today, February 2nd. So we've got a special Groundhog Day book for you. It's called Go to Sleep Groundhog by Judy Cox. Let's get started. Go to sleep, Groundhog. Groundhog went to bed on Thanksgiving Day, just like he always did. He brushed his teeth. He put on his jammies. He set his clock for February 2nd. Then he curled up in his warm, cozy bed. He closed his eyes. He tossed and turned, but he couldn't get to sleep. Finally, he got out of bed. He peered at his clock. 1/2 October. Groundhog poked his nose outside his burrow. The moon was full. "I'll just go for a little walk," he said. "Maybe that will make me sleepy." What do you do when you can't go to sleep? Do you read a story or sing a song? Groundhog went outside. He saw things he'd never seen before. Raggedy scarecrows and grinning jack-o'-lanterns. Children dressed up like pirates, cowboys, and princesses. What holiday is this? Halloween, good for you. Halloween witch flew down. "What are you doing up here?" she said. "It's almost winter. You should be in bed." Witch flew Groundhog home on her broomstick. She tucked him in. She read him a ghost story. She gave him a glass of apple cider. Groundhog curled up in his warm, cozy bed. He closed his eyes. He tossed and turned, but he couldn't get to sleep. Finally, he got out of bed. He peered at his clock. 1/2 November. He poked his nose outside his burrow. The leaves were red and yellow. "I'll just go for a little walk," he said. "Maybe that will make me sleepy." Do you know what season that is? The leaves are all changing color. It's fall. Good job. Groundhog went outside. He saw things he'd never seen before. Tall yellow corn shocks and round orange pumpkins. Turkeys gobbling in the barnyard. "What are you doing up?" Turkey said. "It's almost winter. You should be in bed, and I should be making myself scarce." Turkey took Groundhog home. He tucked him in. He read him a story about Thanksgiving. He gave him a slice of pumpkin pie. Groundhog curled up in his warm, cozy bed. He closed his eyes. He tossed and turned, but he couldn't get to sleep. What do you think he's going to do now? Finally, he got out of bed. He peered at his clock. 1/2 December. Groundhog poked his nose outside his burrow. Stars twinkled overhead. "I'll just go for a little walk," he said. "Maybe that will make me sleepy." Groundhog went outside. He saw things he'd never seen before. Colored lights glowing on some houses, candles shining in windows, holly wreaths hanging on doors. He heard sleigh bells chiming in the air. What time of year do you think it is now? Santa flew down in his sleigh. "What are you doing up?" Santa said. "It's winter. You should be in bed." Santa took Groundhog home in his sleigh. He tucked him in. He read him a Christmas story. He gave him a glass of milk and a cookie. Groundhog curled up in his warm, cozy bed. He closed his eyes. He didn't toss and he didn't turn. And soon he fell asleep. Bring! Groundhog opened one eye. Can you do that? Can you open one eye? "It can't be time to get up yet," he grumbled. "I just got to sleep." Bring! He peered at his clock. February 2nd. That's today. Groundhog yawned and stretched. He tumbled out of his burrow. Snow glittered on the ground. The sun was out, and the sky was blue. Groundhog saw his shadow. "What am I doing up?" he said. "There are 6 more weeks of winter. I should be in bed." He hurried back inside. He ate a bedtime snack. He read himself a bedtime story. Then he tucked himself into his warm, cozy bed. And he pulled up the covers, closed his eyes, and went to sleep. And that's the end of our story. Now there's a little bit of information about Groundhog Day here that I'd like to share with you. So Groundhog Day, as we mentioned, is celebrated on February 2nd. That's today. According to tradition, on this day, the groundhog wakes up from winter hibernation. He leaves his underground den and peers outside. If the day is sunny, the groundhog sees his shadow and becomes frightened. He scurries back into his burrow, and we have 6 more weeks of winter. If the weather is cloudy and the groundhog does not see his shadow, he stays outside and spring begins. So what happened today? Is it nice and sunny outside, or is it cloudy? We'll have to see if we have 6 more weeks of winter or if winter's just about done. We hope you enjoyed our book today. We'll see you next time.